to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Sir Richard Jolly, and I worked for the UN for about 20 years.
Sophie Orloff, and I've lived in Lewis now for I think it's about 25 years.
I'm Dianne Morgan from Lewis Climate Hub.
I've been a Lewis resident for 20 years, but I'm very involved in activism.
I'm one of the management team for Lewis Climate Hub.
I'm Audrey and Nick, and we volunteer with Friends of Lewis Trees Committee, and the idea is a vision of Lewis as being a town in the trees so that we're climate resilient. For example, last November we planted 27 trees around the perimeter.
Okay, let's go back 20 years then to the Lewis floods. Do you have a story? Were you here during the floods?
We were.
We were.
We lost our car.
I mean, what had happened was it had been a really hot summer, very, very dry, and then suddenly the rains came.
In 1963, the water came into the living room that high, and in 2000, it came in the living room that high.
I remember going down into my cellar and finding that I could see water creeping across the cellar floor. The whole car park was flooded right up. All of the cars were, you could just see the tops of their roofs. And into the night there was lowing cows who were scared and drowning, and people tried the best they could to save the cows, but I mean loads died. I remember going up to London and seeing dead cows just lying bloated on the side of the tracks. It was just awful, awful. It was a sort of visual lesson in what can go wrong.
And I hope a major wake-up call.
We saw what climate change can do. You start taking these things seriously. It's not something far off in the distance, it's something that's happened to you. So I think that's certainly been in the DNA of Lewis Town.
I do think that it has raised awareness of the flood risk for the Lewis population as a whole.
And in that way we're very lucky, but the danger is we then become complacent because we then assume all towns are like Lewis.
When that ties into sea level rise, people realise that the flooding is going to be more frequent.
However, all the technology is there for a green revolution.
Follow what the issues are, mobilise.
Because now, as a country and as communities, we need to be on a war footing.
It's not just up to us.
It's up to you.
It's up to you.
It's up to you.